Morning, everybody. Just bear with me a second while I make myself a cup of coffee. So good morning, everybody. What I'm going to do this morning is first and foremost straighten out my phone so it's not crooked. uh, don't tip anything over here. Just give me a second. I am making a cup of coffee. Can't really see the chat just yet because the phone's over there and I can't really see it well. Got a couple things I'm going to do today. One is Shannon from Us and Our Bunch. I planted this group of stuff last week. There's some marigolds in here, and I think another flower, and then I have something else in there. I can't remember what. Let me see what did I put on my flag? Oh, calypso beans, right? And and so this morning, I'm going to put I'm going to probably plant 10 of her seeds. Don't tell my wife I'm using her rod of knives here for cutting paper. She probably won't like that. Get my coffee. All right, coffee, check. Seeds, check. Soil, check. Hey, everybody. Hey, Juliet. If somebody gets a chance, if somebody sees somebody come on here trolling, somebody comes on here trolling today, could somebody take them off, please. Got some really, really cool stuff going on. Before I get into this, every morning when I get up early, I start my YouTube process. And one is looking at statistics, looking at any comments I got, looking at like Fairbricks and some other people's that are posting, people they're supporting. And I know Coach Juliet's here. She's inching her way up to the monetization level. We got long list, everybody. Okay. So, Poetic Tears is almost at full monetization. Roll Call's Cabin is almost at monetization. Strings and Pucks is getting close. Colleen Crane, I think was 2 or 3, 4 days ago, was like 400 off. She's close. Poetic Tears, I'm sorry, Coach Juliet Eden, she's getting close. So I'm writing them down because We already have 2 or 3 on the list this month that have already been partially monetized or fully monetized. If we add everybody else on that list, we're going to have 6 or 7 from this community reach monetization this month. So to me, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. So all I'm doing is I'm going to push these in here and see how these do. I should probably put them in a bigger thing, but I'm going to start them here. I got plenty of seeds. I'm not great at getting seedlings growing for some reason. I'm just not that good at it. But I'm working at it. Okay. So excuse me, those are just going to be the 5 there. I'm just doing 5. I have probably 100 more in here, but I'm going to do 5 in here and 5 outside. I put some of the nutrients from my hydroponics unit in the water. So let me just get these in the back. I have them covered up in the back, kind of like the greenhouse effect. I put some clear plastic wrap loosely over it, and I have a grow light, it's a warm one. It's right over the top, so it kind of warms the soil to a nice temperature. So what I'm going to do next so everybody knows, if you follow my channel, I already planted potatoes in my potato tower outside. So I have 8 potatoes outside. I was going to do a video on this, on chitting potatoes, but I already have one. If you look back, I already have a video on it. And these potatoes here, I bought these like 2 weeks ago, and we've been working through them. And then a bunch of them went to sprouts. So I'm going to tell you right now, the russets I get from Wally World, non-organic russets, they seem to be the best growers that I have. And so these, you can see already have a sprout, and they have eyes sprouting a little bit now, but some of them have quite a few sprouts. So on the bigger potatoes, if I get multiple sprouts, I can separate them. I can just cut these, let them scab over for a couple of days, and then put them in the dirt. So what I'm doing is, the way I chit my potatoes are, this one here hasn't started yet. I see the eyes, they want to sprout. So all I do is, I take the potato, I just rinse it off in some warm water. I got a bowl of warm water over here. And then these will get put in my back room there. And what I do is I'll dampen them all, and then I'll just cover them like that. And then every couple days I'll go in and I'll spritz this with water just to keep it a moist environment. They're not solid in water, they're just damp. Forms kind of a humid environment, and then they'll sprout more. And then what I'll do is I'll just start planting. Probably early March, these sprouts will be really taken off by then, and then the ones that have the eyes showing should be sprouting. So when you buy potatoes at the store, if you don't get organic, okay, so I got to show you this. Hold on one second. I am going to hear that? I just turned my microphone on. I'm over here just to see. Can somebody give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? I put my microphone on so I don't have to yell so much. Morning, Missy. Can everybody hear me? Hey, Wendy, how you doing? Wendy, if you sent me tomato seeds, that's fine. Okay, so Tiffany gave me a thumbs up and Shadow gave me a thumbs up. Cool. So I got my microphone on. I forgot it yesterday during our live stream, and it was very windy. And I filmed some stuff too. That video is going to come out. That's pre-live. All right. So if I do buy russets, it doesn't have to be Wally World. It could be Albertsons. It could be one of the other smaller stores. We literally just got this 10-pound bag the other day. Just the other day. And they already have sprouts on them. And that's fine. That's fine. I'm cool with that. What I do is I always separate the ones that have sprouts that are going to be really close to going underground early. And this is a brand new bag. This one here, the tuber's already, look at that. It's already shooting out. See that? I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's already got the root growing out of the sprout. These are non-organic. I've never seen this. This has just been this year. I've seen them sprouting like that. So I'm going in here. I'm going to have to get another bag because these are going to go on the ground in 2 weeks. And I keep a little bit of room between them for air. Perfect example. Perfect example. So if you're new to potato growing, you see all those sprouts? Those were eyes, okay? So in a couple of weeks before I plant, I can come in here with a knife and I'll just cut it right here, right in half. And I'll separate the sprouts. So cut here, I'll have sprouts on this side. Then what you do is you just put them in the back area somewhere and you let them scab over. Just like your skin would scab over from a cut, these will scab over. It'll crisp up, it'll be a crispy it'll dry up, it'll turn crispy, and that just keeps it from rotting in the ground. You want to make sure you do that before you cut potatoes in the ground. If you don't, you'll end up getting potato rot. So as you can see, I have a bunch of potatoes, brand new bag. I mean, they were only $2 here. I think they were on sale, special for $2. But it's fine because russets grow great here in Oklahoma. So what I'm doing is I'm separating the ones that have eyes on them and the ones that have sprouts on them. So as you can see, this one's already shooting out. So I could actually plant these in the ground today, but it's 30 degrees here in Oklahoma, so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to wait till the first week of March. But this is going to give me a great start. That's garbage. Okay. More sprouts. And this one will be a perfect one for cutting, for cutting in half and scabbing. This one's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 sprouts on it. That one I can cut in half. This one here has got sprouts. This one here has got sprouts. So these have already chitted themselves in the bag. All the other ones just have eyes. The eyes have it. That's right. Let me get rid of my trash. Hope everybody's having a good morning. Mine's been a busy one. I've made iced tea. I got my homemade iced tea going. I'm on my second cup of coffee. Boom. I just planted sunflowers. I'm chitting some potatoes. Okay. So now all I'm going to do with these is, I don't know if that was proper English or not, but I'm just going to give these a light mist, just like that. I'm not going to waterlog them. That's it. Yes, I have purple t-shirts. Then all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this in the back. I'll be right back. Grab another baking tray. Grab 2 more old t-shirts. And boom, just like that. Now, excuse me. So these just have eyes on them. So all I do is, if you can kind of see the eye, I just pat them dry and wipe them down lightly with a cloth, very lightly. I don't really have to do this because of the way they're growing themselves, but typically commercial growers, so that they last longer in the grocery store, if they're not fully organic, they spray a retardant on them, and that keeps the potatoes from eyeing out and sprouting. These were non-organic, so I'm a little confused as to why they're growing in the bag. But like I always say, you can throw a potato outside and it'll grow. So I'm just patting them dry. But that's how I've always done it. And that's how I learned from my dad and the old farmer guy I used to work with. He always just warm water, wiped them off a little bit. Boom. And there you have it. So now these will go in the back. So I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. The number of the day is 10. 10 potatoes. If you know, you know. All right, everybody, let's do this. Let's go into my other room here where I usually do my lives. You can see, no, I'm not an alcoholic. Those bottles are from many through the years. So they didn't get drunk all up today. So just so you know. Whoa. Easy, big guy. Oh, that was bright. Turn this down. All right, I'm having all sorts of struggles here. I'm on the struggle bus today. There we go. Come on, Jason, you can do it. You can do it. Ooh. Don't get old. That's all I can say is don't get old, people. All right, there we are. Hopefully everybody can still hear me. Hopefully I didn't knock my microphone off. Let me turn that light down. That is, oh, nobody needs to see me that bright in the morning. Actually, nobody needs to see me in the morning. Oh my goodness. Let me get this old relic up here. Oh, let's see. Hey, congratulations, GPG. Hold on, did I get that right? JGP. I always do that wrong. Hit 1,000. So thank you everybody that pushed him over the edge. That is really, really cool. Get this moved up because I keep knocking it. Fairbricks is here. Almost signed in. So I read off a group of people that were hopefully going to be monetized this month. And because there's so many people now, Fairbricks, I know I do it. I know Chicken Explorers does it. I know Real Outdoor Living had a death in the family. But they're always very supportive and they will be back. I know they still do their short ones there for support. But Coach Juliet, she's doing the creators corner, all sorts of stuff. So devotionals is here. So this month is going to be, I think, a big month for this community as far as we're going to talk about that Friday, about in my YouTube garden, growing your YouTube garden live on Friday. We'll talk about that more because it's getting exciting, because I just think if we continue to push each other and continue to work with each other and shout each other out, and don't be afraid to tell us how many hours you have, or how many hours you need, or how many subs you have, because this community will come around and get behind you and help you out. I'm going to shout out Hobo Hideaway. He sent me some more stickers. He's got a really cool emblem. And he does artsy stuff, and he's really good at it. And he sent me some stuff, and he sent Granny Southern Corner some stuff, really cool stuff. I'm not saying who, but I'm going to be sending some stickers out to people. I got to get some more ordered, but I'm going to be sending some stickers out here shortly. And thank everybody kind of for their. Okay, Karen, that's who it was. I knew I had somebody else on my mind the other day as far as watch hours and stuff. And it was Karen. I didn't write it down. So what I'm doing is, Karen is 114 watch hours short. Let me just write that down. Eclectic butterfly. Karen, 114. Karen, you're 5 days behind. I am going to guess you're either there and YouTube is now actively really vetting your hours to confirm, which is what they do, is you get really super close, which you are obviously. We're still going to support you, because you can't take a chance. You got to get them. You got to get it over. Then if they do remove some, excuse me, if they do remove some, you're still in good shape. But yeah, once you start inching up closer and closer to that milestone, trust me, the last 4 days were excruciating. Not excruciating, but I say excruciating, but in kind of wasn't really excruciating, but it was kind of a frustrating moment because you'd literally gain all these hours, and I'd be like, cool, I'm like 4 hours short now. I should pop overnight. And then what happens is 2 in the afternoon, I go back and they took 10 away. So now I need 14. So, and it did that every day. So, and like I said, don't be afraid to tell people on here, or when you're on other places, to say, hey, can anybody help me? Because most everybody will. There are some, believe me, there are some, Just trust me on this. Please trust me. It's happened to me many times. You will get some, I'll leave it at that, that aren't supportive. They're the opposite of supportive. So just be prepared for that. Because what they do is they vet your hours. That's why they're 5 days behind, Karen. Oh, no problem, Missy. You guys got to take care of yourself, man. You got all that snow and wind. So Karen, what they do is, what happens is if there's bots going in and it gives you views and subs and hours, YouTube is always scrubbing that, and so it vets your hours. So that's why you lose some subscribers sometimes. They might be inactive. They might have subscribed to you 2 years ago, and then they just have never posted or nothing. So YouTube looks at that as like, okay, are they a bot? Are they real? And they can take them away. From what I understand, if they have hours incorporated, sometimes they take the hours with it. If it was a bot or spam or something like that. It also looks at if it was the same IP address. Say somebody went in and watched it a couple different times, and if it added up by mistake, then they go in and they remove those. It's just their way of making sure you're truly monetized. Tiffany, you are right. Trust me. I can't tell you some of the stuff recently. I'm not, 'cause I don't do that, but it will happen. Just believe that, people. Believe that, believe that, believe that. I agree. Have fun. I agree, Tiffany. That I don't know. I don't know how the whole bot thing works, Coach. I don't know. That's what I've researched. That's what it says. So if bots, I know that bots go in and attach themselves, like subscribe, and then that you'll see some get removed, but you'll never see the subscription. But you'll all of a sudden you'll gain 3 or 4, and then next day you'll lose a couple. That's probably YouTube kind of questioning that. That's all I get. You don't get a real straight answer because hey, Chef said they can't give you all that. If the platform divulged all this information to us, um, then everybody would have all the insider information, and that's not. I mean, any business would not divulge a bunch of information. So, but Karen, you'll get there. Karen's only 114 short, 5 days behind. There's a really good chance that you might already have popped. I'm betting right now. What's today? The 20 something. What is it? The 23rd. I bet you by the 28th, you may be starting to see some things unlock for you, which would be great. Coach is climbing. They will, Coach. They go up and down. Um, and I don't know why. And the thing is, don't let it frustrate you. Because remember this, you can go research this yourself. Just go into the Google, go into ChatGPT, go into Gemini, Grok, any of them, and ask, what is the success rate for getting monetized on YouTube? And it's anywhere. I've seen 7%, 10%. The deeper you go into the research, it's actually like 3 or 4% get monetized. So you got 110 million YouTubers. That's what they claim. 3 and 4% of that, it's a big number, but the percentage is not a big number. So to get monetized is quite a what's the word I'm looking for? Achievement. It's a really good achievement, and that's what this is about. This whole community is about doing that. So, oh, I did want to say thanks for everybody for being here because I didn't announce this one. I just went live. Bunch of stuff going on today. I have my grandson tonight, so I babysit him tonight. So today's kind of a float day for me. I just kind of putter around and kind of do what kind of tickles my fancy. I knew I had potatoes. I had to get chitted for the garden for a couple weeks, so I wanted to do that. I wanted to have my coffee. I wanted to plant those sunflowers. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just do that live real quick, and then if anybody wants to ask questions or we want to talk about stuff, we can do that. I wanted to thank everybody for yesterday for being at my son's live. I know it. I know the audio was not the best. Got over there and got set up and went to reach in my pockets and realized no microphone. And we were about 10 minutes from going live. And that's why I like to get up early and check all of the equipment and make sure everything's functioning. And I didn't this time because I was just like, get in the car, the truck, the Purple Princess, get over to the house, get set up so we can get rolling. But I also filmed a 6-minute short video just showing us doing all of the tilling. So it's more just watching us. I have pictures of before and after, and it's just us working the ground, getting it tilled up before the live stream. It's a 40 by 40 garden, and we got that garden dug up in an hour. That's how much that tiller, how good that tiller, $75 tiller I got works. And the Doverman electric tiller, I did that review on the video. I have been burning that. I have been working that thing every day, hard, in hard earth, you name it. And it's got hours on it now, straight, where I'll just use that thing for an hour with that button pressed on. That thing does not stop. So I'm real pleased with that so far. My original, reviews on that being at 9s and 10s, so far so good. And after initial quality, it is strong. I hit one of his beds and it tore into the wood and chipped a bunch of wood. So it doesn't stop for much. But thank you everybody for being there. My son really enjoyed it. He does want to do more. And then, so once we start planting, I'll be planting here. And then when he's ready to plant or wants to work over there, I'll go over there and either tape or do a live. And those I'll announce more in advance. The funny part was we've had a couple days where we've had a light frost. And I keep that outside. I keep that the gas-powered tiller outside. I have a bucket that goes over the gas, okay? And I strap that down. So if it rains, no water gets in to the gas. Well, I didn't realize it, but we had that rainstorm, a week ago? We had 4 inches of rain. I didn't look outside and notice that the bucket had blown off. So we got all that rain. So the day before, so we did the live yesterday, was Sunday. So Saturday afternoon, I went out and I went to start the tiller, put some gas in it, start. It would start, run 5 seconds and shut off. I'd start it, it'd run 5 seconds and shut off. Well, what happened was it had gotten water in the tank. And anybody knows if you get water in your gas tank, motor doesn't like that. A combustion engine does not like water inside the combustion chamber. So what I did was, first I didn't think about it. It just kept stalling. At that point, I messaged my son and said, hey, we'll still be over, but we're gonna have to work with the electric tiller. He's like, okay, no problem. And then got into the night. I'm just thinking about it. And then I remembered, wait a minute, it was in that heavy rain. It was running fine 2 weeks ago. Now it's runs, stalls, and runs and stalls, runs and stalls. That means it's a fuel problem because it's got a new plug in it. I have spark, I have everything else. So I went out and I said, I'm going to clean the carburetor. So I took the bowl. They have a little bowl underneath with the float and the carburetor, and they tend to get dirt in them over time. It's an older tiller. So I went out with my 10 millimeter socket, popped the bottom off. The water that was in the tank had settled in the bowl and froze. So not only did I have water in the gas, I had water in the bowl frozen. So I'm like, okay. So I just turned it into the sun, took the bowl off, got the ice out. The nice thing about it was when I got the ice out, all of the sediment that had been building up in there fell out with it. It was frozen. So the bowl was perfectly clean, floats in great shape, everything about it. I pulled the hose off the tank, let it drain, put fresh gas in it, little stabilizer, put the hose back on, and it started right up. So we were able to use the red tiller and the electric tiller yesterday. So long story short, we turned a failure into a success. Okay, let's see. Colleen is on a run list. Colleen's on a lot of run lists this week. Um, Karen, hopefully she's going to be on some run lists. I'm going to run her in a little while. I have Colleen and some other people running, and I'll switch out later today. Plus, I'm at my son's tonight, so I can run people over there on two TVs. I can run one on my daughter-in-law's channel, not channel. I can run it from her YouTube, and I can run one from my son's YouTube. Hey, Granny, how you doing? Hey, Traveling Wickcombs. Excuse me. Everybody's doing really well. If you remember, I know January, we had 3 people get monetized, which I did that little post. I'm going to do one here next week once we hit the 28th, and I'm keeping track of everybody that gets monetized. If you can you put a message in one of my, if you're watching one of my shorts or something, if you do get monetized or I have a community post, can you just let me know you got monetized? I would like to add you to February's list. Because right now, if everybody gets monetized that's on this list I have running, it's like 6 or 7 people now. We could go from 3 in January to 6 in February. That would give us 9 or 10 people this month, or the first 2 months of 2026 that got monetized. Oh, okay, traveling, I'll put you on a list. Traveling Wickcombs are at 350 short of partial. Yeah, you'll definitely pop easily next month, at least. Hello, Queen Selection. So yeah, this is great. We're going to have a bunch. So this month I'm going to have I think it's going to be a large post. So if you do get monetized or are super close, please let me know so I can get you on the list. Fairbricks also, he will run your stuff. He will put you on a list. I will put you on a list. You might get a message, or you can message Coach Juliet Eden to get on one of her corners. Whitcombs, I would actually, if you can email her, Coach Juliet and Karen. I don't know if you've been on hers or not, but if you email Coach, she will have you on a community corner, which is just a 5 or 10, 15-minute video where she interviews you and posts it. I think Have Fun in Nature. I bet you in March they're gonna do good things, because I know they're getting close to the 500. They were 17 at the beginning of this. We'll see where they get at the end. And so if you can go follow Have Fun in Nature, go check their channel out, and make sure. All I can say is, if you're following people, make sure you're going there. You're actually watching some videos. Don't just sub for sub. YouTube does not like that. They will shut that down. If you can get there and you can watch some videos, make an organic comment, not just hey or love, put something in there like, hey, I like the dogs. Dogs are fun in the snow. Goats are funny when they're running in the snow. Whatever's happening in the video. And then if you can subscribe inside the video, click that notification bell, you should be in pretty good shape, because you don't want to get them a new follower and then have it a day later get removed. That just frustrates people. So if you can go on there. So there's a lot of good ways now you can get your name out there if you're trying to grow. That's why I say, hey, Bose, RV Life is here. I hope you're doing better, Bose. Bose has had some issues lately. I hope you're doing better. I checked last week. I don't think you had any new videos yet, but I know you've been having some issues, but we're looking forward to videos. And I've already watched all your videos on both channels. So if anybody can follow Bose RV Life, kind of try to help him out a little bit. Oh, there you go. The puppies. Cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, because I love German Shepherd puppies. I have a video coming out tonight, which is pretty funny. I just thought of it yesterday, because we got frost yesterday. I'm glad you're doing better, Bose. For anybody that's been interested in, you can go see my post. Lisa did get back to me last night. They are keeping Grandma Teresa Gilmore a couple more days. She's still weak, I guess. Um, oh, wow. Thank you, Traveling Wickcombs. Okay, so everybody that's wondering, yes, I do have memberships. My membership, also, I did the cheapest you could do. It's just 99 cents. I haven't done anything with it yet. I just started it. But what I'm doing is once I get like, I think I'm getting close to 10 people. Then what I'm going to do is I'll start doing drawings and stuff. And I'm trying to get some merchandise items that I can, if you know, those that really, really support me and whatever, I can send. And even if you're not a member, there's people that support me so much. I'm still trying to get more. I got to get more stickers. I got a couple more items I got to get. I'd like to get some coasters. My wife is making some stuff herself that's going to have the Okies Eden logo on them. And those are going to be for sale at that coffee shop. I'm going to put them on merchandise here, and then those will probably be gifted to somebody. I'm not telling you what they are yet. I'm thinking what I want to do is once she finishes one of them, she's got them made. She's got to get them labeled. I think what I want to do is, she said she will come on a live shortly for a short time. And I think I'll just have her bring on so she can show you what she's made. And then we'll go from there. Granny Southern, I'm still wondering about that picture behind you. Okay, if you mean this picture, that is from, I don't know how old that photo is. The quick backstory is my mother and father-in-law, or so originally my wife's grandmother had a house in Avon Park, Florida, which is down by Sebring. It's pretty much center of the state. It's in Highlands County, Florida. Almost 60 years ago, she purchased a little plot of land. She put a little place on it, and then that's where she would winter. She was a snowbird. Um, and then what happened was, um, my mother and father-in-law used to help. My father-in-law was in construction and stuff, so he would go down for 2 weeks. That's her, my wife, and her brothers and mom and dad would go down every winter, January, February, for 2 weeks, and they would continue to work on advancing the home, making it better and better. And they finally finished it after a few years. And then they used to vacation there every single year. That's where they'd go for 2 weeks. And then when my wife and I got married over 36 years ago, and then my wife had our children, we were going on vacation there every year for a week or two. So we would drive from upstate New York to Avon Park, Florida. It was about 22 to 24-hour drive. Anyway, so we'd go down there for 2 weeks every single year. Above the guest room bed that my wife and I would use in the bedroom, that picture was there. She passed away a few years ago, my wife's grandmother. My mother and father-in-law kept the place for the whole time after that. Well, last year they sold it. And so they asked the children, is there anything in that house anybody wants? Nobody wanted anything. Well, I always told my wife's grandmother, if you ever want to get rid of that photo or that picture, please let me know. And I would like to have it. So she says, okay, if she ever gets rid of it, she will. She didn't. She kept it in there. When my mother and father-in-law, just before they sold it, they said, does anybody want anything? And I said, your mom told me I could have that picture over that guest bed. She goes, okay. And they were heading over here before going home in the spring. So they drove from there to Oklahoma. Oh, thank you for the 2 jewels. I appreciate that. Oh, 100, whatever. Somebody sent me some jewels. Sammy Beach Boys San Full House. Cool. Thank you very much. And thank you for the gifting of those memberships. But anyways, that is as far as I know, that is the Botanical Gardens in Florida. That is a painting. You can see the girls in those the dresses they have, those hoop skirts, whatever they call them. I've looked it up. That is a very old painting. She's had it the entire time when she bought that place, 60 years ago when she put that there. That I know it's over 60 years old, that painting, Granny. And so I have it here. It's very heavy, solid wood frame. It's got a wood backing, and that is the heavy canvas. And that is a heavy canvas oil painting. And that's why I wanted it, because it wasn't one of these remakes or anything. That is a real solid old canvas painting. And I love Florida. And that we've been to botanical gardens, we've been to Bach Towers, we've been to Orlando, we've been to Tampa, we've went and saw the manatees. We've been all over. We've been down to the Key, almost down to the Keys. We've driven all over Florida. Yeah, the Southern Bells, right? Yep. And I always liked that picture, and I got it, and I always wanted it displayed on the wall here. Any picture I have in here has meaning. Over there is my first anniversary. I had a woodworker I used to know. He made me a thing for my wife and I for our first anniversary. It's a plaque with a brass thing with our dates on it. The pastor that married my wife and I over 36 years ago, for our gift, his wife, really nice old. They're still alive. She made me a little picture that she what do you call it? The stitching. I always forget the name of the stitching. She stitched, you know, anniversary. She did all that stuff. Really cool. And then I got my grandmother and grandfather over there. I got my charcuterie board and my Bigfoot sign. Oh, Winter Haven, Florida, and worked at a place called Cypress Garden. Yep. Okay, so I might be wrong. That might be Cypress Garden. I said botanical gardens. It might be Cypress Gardens. That might be Cypress Gardens. I always mess those up. Yes, we've been to their Cypress Gardens and we've watched the water ski shows where they're all in a pyramid. Yeah, we've seen those. We've been there many times. It is. It's at least 80 years. I'm guessing it's about 80 years old. Yes. Cross stitching, but when they do your shirt, they call it. Dang it! Why? I think you're right. Cross stitching for pictures is cross stitching, right? I'm thinking of when they do your a hat or something or a shirt. Don't ever get old. Like I say, the 60's the new 80. So it's Monday. Hopefully, it's going to be a good day for everybody. It's only going to be in the 50s today. See you later, Fairbricks. Thanks for coming, and thanks for all of your support. Embroidery. Thank you, Wendy. Can never remember that. So we have about 6 or 7 at least people that are close to monetization. Go check out Fairbricks. Go check out my stuff. Coach Juliet. I know Poetic is really doing shout outs for people now. I know Dr. Ninja is. The Source is. If you can go to a lot of those people, their channels, and just announce you're trying to get help, you're trying to help grow, this community will get behind you and try to help you. Oh, okay, 47. It was 30 degrees here this morning. I'm just letting it warm up. Thank you, JGP. Once it warms up, I'm going out, getting the electric tiller out, and digging up my furrows for my potatoes that I just started chitting over here. You guys saw that early on. And then I'm going to get more potatoes. I'm getting some rocket potatoes. They produce and come to harvest, I think, within 90 days or less. I just got to get some of those because I want to try those. And I want to get some of those purple fingerlings because I really want to try those. They're supposed to be very nutritious. They're going to be outside the potato garden. They're not going to be part of the actual weighted count where I try to get to 200 pounds. They're just going to be for fun, and I want to try them. Have fun with that, Karen. So with that said, thank you everybody for being here. If it's nice enough tomorrow, I'm going to try and get in the garden for a live. If it's nice enough out, so it doesn't kill the phone. If it's too cold, it'll kill the phone. But hopefully I'll do a live. I can show you what we've been doing in the subscriber garden. I have it dug up, ready to plant. I got some weed barrier down. We can take a walk around outside and talk about what's going on in the garden. So everybody have a great day. It's Monday. Let's get this day put to bed behind us so we can head towards the weekend. Everybody have a good day. Thanks for being here. Go get yourself some coffee or tea. And if you're Aaron from Booby Goats, throw some butter in it. Take care, everybody.